Some stairs take you to another floor. These take you to the edge of fear. Around the world, there are staircases carved into cliffs, built beside waterfalls, rising through clouds, crossing ancient ruins and climbing mountains, where one bad step could become a disaster. Some were made for pilgrims, others were made for workers, and some were made for kings. And one became so dangerous, so illegal, and so legendary that it is now being erased from the mountain. Today, we're counting down the top 9 scariest stairs in the world. Stay until number 1, because the final staircase was once called the Stairway to Heaven, and soon, almost no one will ever climb it again. Before we begin, tell us in the comments which scares you more: heights, slippery stairs, or endless climbs. Number 9. Chand Baori Stepwell, India. Most staircases go up. Chand Baori goes down, deep into the earth, like a geometric trap. In Rajasthan, India, a massive square pit opens beneath the desert sun. Thousands of narrow stone steps descend in perfect patterns across the walls. From above, the stepwell looks like an optical illusion, a stone maze folding into itself again and again. The lower your eyes travel, the stranger it becomes. At the bottom, green water sits in shadow, far below the surface. Chand Baori is one of India's most famous stepwells, built to collect and access water in a dry region. Instead of a simple well, it was engineered as a deep inverted structure, with layers of stairs allowing people to reach the water as its level changed through the seasons. The stepwell has around 3,500 steps arranged in a nearly hypnotic pattern. It looks so unreal that it has appeared in films and travel documentaries, often because the geometry feels more like a puzzle from a dream than a real structure. For ancient communities, Chand Baori was not built to scare people. It was built to survive heat and drought. It gave access to water and created a cooler space below the ground. That is what makes it fascinating. One of the scariest staircases in the world began as a practical solution to one of humanity's oldest problems, staying alive. But Chand Baori scares you by pulling you downward. The next staircase climbs through heat, jungle, monkeys, and pain toward a golden statue in the sky. From the desert geometry of India, we travel to Thailand, where 1,260 steps turn a temple visit into a brutal test of endurance. Number 8. Tiger Cave Temple Stairs, Thailand. At Tiger Cave Temple, the danger is not just falling, it is realizing halfway up that your body may not want to continue. In southern Thailand, a staircase rises through tropical heat toward the top of a limestone cliff. The lower sections are surrounded by jungle, temple buildings, and long-tailed macaques watching visitors climb. Then the stairs grow steeper. Step after step, the path rises into humidity. Sweat runs fast. The air feels heavy. Above, the summit seems close, then somehow remains far away. At the top, a golden Buddha sits calmly over the landscape, as if the climb was nothing. Wat Tham Sua, or Tiger Cave Temple, is famous for its long climb to a summit shrine. The challenge is not only the number of steps, it is the heat, humidity, steep gradient, and fatigue. Going up burns the lungs and legs. Coming down punishes the knees and balance. Macaques often move around the lower sections of the stairs. They are fast, calm, and completely unimpressed by human suffering. Visitors may arrive ready for a spiritual climb and end up guarding their water bottle from monkeys. For pilgrims and visitors, the staircase is part of the experience. The physical struggle gives the summit meaning. By the time you reach the top, the view over Krabi's limestone cliffs, jungle, and coast feels earned. The staircase is not just a route, it is the price of the view. But Tiger Cave Temple tests endurance. The next staircase tests isolation, wind, ancient stone, and the Atlantic Ocean far below. Number 7. Skellig Michael Steps, Ireland. Skellig Michael does not feel like a tourist site. It feels like a place humans were never supposed to reach easily. 7 miles off the coast of Ireland, jagged rock rises from the gray Atlantic. Waves smash against the island below. Seabirds circle in the wind. The slopes are steep, exposed, and weather-beaten. Then the steps begin. Ancient stone slabs climb upward without modern railings for much of the route. The ocean drops away beside you. The monastery waits at the top like a secret hidden from the world. Skellig Michael is a remote island that once housed a small Christian monastic community. The monks built stone steps by hand, creating a path from the landing area up to the monastery on the rock. The steps are terrifying because they are old, uneven, exposed, and surrounded by powerful weather. Visitors must first reach the island by boat, and landings depend heavily on sea conditions. Even after arrival, the climb demands focus and respect. The monastery dates back around 1,400 years, and the stone steps have survived centuries of Atlantic wind and rain. The island also became globally famous after appearing as a filming location in the Star Wars sequel trilogy. But long before movie fans arrived, monks were climbing these steps in silence and isolation. The human story here is almost impossible to ignore. A small group of monks chose to live on a remote rock in the ocean, far from comfort, cities, and ordinary life. The staircase was not built for adventure tourism. It was built for devotion. That makes every step feel heavier. But Skellig Michael is ancient and exposed. The next staircase rises through a mountain in China toward a natural arch called Heaven's Gate. From Ireland's Atlantic monastery, we move to Tianmen Mountain, where nearly 1,000 steps climb straight toward the clouds. Number 6. Tianmen Mountain's 999 Steps, China. The stairs to Heaven's Gate do not just look steep. They look like they were designed to make you question the word heaven. At Tianmen Mountain in China, a huge natural hole cuts through the mountain near the summit. Below it, a long stone staircase rises from a plaza in a straight, punishing climb. From the bottom, the stairs seem to vanish upward into the mouth of the mountain. Clouds move across the opening. Tourists begin the climb as tiny figures on a stone path that looks almost ceremonial. The mountain waits above them. The staircase has 999 steps leading to Tianmen Cave, also known as Heaven's Gate. The number is symbolic in Chinese culture, adding meaning to the climb, but symbolism does not make the steps easier. Tianmen Mountain is also known for its cliff-hanging walkways and glass paths and long cable car ride. But the 999 steps remain the dramatic centerpiece because they force visitors to approach the mountain the hard way, one step at a time. For many visitors, the climb becomes a personal ritual. They stop, breathe, climb again, and look back as the plaza shrinks below. When they finally stand inside Heaven's Gate, the view makes the suffering feel almost justified. Almost. But Tianmen's stairs lead to a natural arch. The next staircase climbs a rock fortress built by a king who chose height as his greatest weapon. From China's Heaven's Gate, we travel to Sri Lanka, where ancient stairs climb to a palace on top of a giant rock. If you had to climb one so far, would you choose Chand Baori, Tiger Cave Temple, Skellig Michael, or Tianmen Mountain? Drop your answer before we reach number 1. Number 5. Sigiriya, Sri Lanka. Sigiriya looks like a fortress built by someone who did not want visitors arriving easily. In the middle of Sri Lanka, a massive rock rises suddenly from the green plains. Its vertical walls glow orange and gray under the sun. Gardens, ruins, moats, and ancient walls surround the base. The stairway climbs upward in sections, passing painted frescoes, metal walkways, exposed stone steps, and the enormous carved paws of a lion. Beyond them, the final ascent rises toward the summit. Sigiriya, also known as Lion Rock, was used as a royal fortress and palace in the 5th century. King Kashyapa chose the top of this huge rock because it was naturally difficult to reach and easy to defend. The climb has around 1,200 steps, including stone stairways, metal stairs, and exposed sections. It is not the longest staircase in the world, but the psychological impact is intense because the rock rises alone from the landscape, and the drop becomes more visible as you climb. The final entrance once passed through the mouth of a giant lion sculpture. Today, only the huge lion paws remain, but they are still massive enough to make visitors imagine how intimidating the original entrance must have been. A staircase that entered through a lion's mouth, That is not decoration. That is power. Sigiriya tells a story of ambition, fear, and royal isolation. A king built a palace high above the plains, surrounded by beauty below and danger on the way up. The stairs were not only access, they were control. Today, travelers climb them for the view. Centuries ago, they represented the separation between ruler and world. But Sigiriya was built for a king. The next staircase was built for isolation, and it rises in one brutal straight line on one of the most remote inhabited islands on Earth. From Sri Lanka's Lion Rock, we travel to St. Helena, where a staircase climbs from sea level to a cliff above Jamestown without mercy. Number 4. Jacob's Ladder, St. Helena. Jacob's Ladder does not twist, it does not hide, it just goes straight up and dares you to follow. On the island of St. Helena in the South Atlantic, a long staircase cuts up the side of a cliff above Jamestown. From below, it looks like a vertical ruler drawn against the mountain. There are no elegant curves, no switchbacks, no gentle rest, just 699 steps rising in a single brutal line. The town sits below, the ocean stretches beyond it, and the staircase keeps climbing. Jacob's Ladder was originally connected to an inclined railway built in the 19th century. After the railway was removed, the route became a staircase. People treat Jacob's Ladder as a fitness challenge, racing up the stairs and timing themselves. But for ordinary visitors, even walking up at a steady pace can feel punishing. The angle makes each section feel steeper than expected, and looking down can make the height feel instantly real. St. Helena is famous as the remote island where Napoleon was exiled and died. The island's isolation already feels dramatic, surrounded by ocean for vast distances. Jacob's Ladder adds another layer, a human-made line connecting the town to the heights above. It is simple. That is why it is terrifying. But Jacob's Ladder is short compared to the next staircase, a wooden monster in Norway with thousands of steps climbing from a fjord into the mountains. The Flørli stairs do not scare you all at once. They wear you down one step at a time. On the edge of Lisa Fjord in Norway, wooden stairs rise sharply from the water's edge toward a mountain plateau. The fjord sits below like dark glass. The mountains climb around it. The staircase follows an old industrial line upward, stretching so far that it seems to disappear into the hillside. There are no dramatic tricks, just step after step after step. The Flørli stairs are often called the longest wooden stairway in the world, with 4,444 steps. They follow the route of an old hydroelectric pipeline, originally used for maintenance access. Today, hikers climb them as a brutal and beautiful challenge. The danger is not only height, it is fatigue. The constant angle, wooden treads, slippery wet conditions, and long exposure make the climb mentally and physically demanding. The further you go, the more every step asks the same question: how much more do you have? The number alone is almost absurd. 4,444 steps is far more than most famous towers or monuments. It is not a staircase you climb casually. It is a commitment measured in hours, sweat, and shaking legs. This staircase began as practical infrastructure for workers maintaining a power system. Now, it has become an extreme hiking experience. That transformation is part of what makes it fascinating. A route built for labor became a test for adventurers. But Flørli challenges endurance. The next staircase challenges fear itself. Ancient stone steps near Machu Picchu, with a name that tells you exactly what people think of them. From Norway's endless wooden climb, we traveled to Peru, where the Incas carved one of the most frightening stairways in South America. Number 2. Huayna Picchu Stairs, Peru. Behind the famous view of Machu Picchu is a mountain that looks like scenery until you realize people climb it. Huayna Picchu rises behind Machu Picchu like a steep green pyramid. From the ruins below, it frames the ancient city perfectly. But the path to the summit is narrow, steep, and carved into stone by the Incas centuries ago. The stairs climb through tropical vegetation, along ridges, past rock walls, and up exposed sections where the valley falls thousands of feet below. In places, the steps become so steep they are known by a name tourists do not forget: the Stairs of Death. Huayna Picchu is one of the most famous climbs near Machu Picchu. The route follows Inca stone steps built into the mountain, and access is limited to control crowds and reduce risk. The steps are terrifying because they combine narrow stone, altitude, moisture, steep angles, and major drop-offs. Some sections require hands as much as feet. The climb is not long compared with some staircases, but the exposure and setting make it feel much bigger. The Stairs of Death are not just a dramatic nickname. They refer to a near-vertical section of stone steps that feels more like climbing a rock ladder than walking a staircase. But even Huayna Picchu is not number one. The final staircase was illegal, legendary, dangerously beautiful, and is now disappearing from history. For number one, we go to Hawaii, where a forbidden staircase climbed through clouds and became one of the most famous hikes on Earth. Number one is the Haiku Stairs of Oahu, better known as the Stairway to Heaven, a staircase so legendary that people risked fines, danger, and arrest just to climb it. On the island of Oahu, a thin line of metal steps climbed from the valley floor into the mist-covered mountains. The stairs followed a narrow ridge through tropical forest, clouds, and wind, rising more than 2,500 feet above sea level. From above, the view was unreal. Green valleys dropped away on both sides, clouds drifted below the ridge. The Pacific Ocean shimmered in the distance. The staircase seemed to float between earth and sky. It looked less like a hiking trail and more like a ladder into another world. The Haiku Stairs were originally built by the United States Navy during World War II to access a secret radio transmission station high on the ridge. The original structure was not created for tourists. It was military infrastructure built for a specific purpose in a different era. Later, the stairs became famous among hikers, photographers, adventurers, and social media travelers. But there was a problem. The stairs were closed to the public for decades because of safety, liability, trespassing issues, neighborhood disruption, and the dangers of the route. That did not stop people. For years, hikers climbed before dawn, avoided security, and risked fines to experience one of the most beautiful illegal hikes in the world. The forbidden nature only made the legend stronger. The most shocking detail is that the Haiku Stairs are being removed. In 2024, crews began dismantling sections of the staircase, taking apart the very structure that had become one of Hawaii's most iconic adventure images. That means the Stairway to Heaven is not just dangerous, it is vanishing. The Haiku Stairs matter because they represent a strange conflict between beauty, danger, law, access, and preservation. On one side, the stairs became a dream for hikers. On the other side, they created real risks and rescue challenges. That is what makes them so powerful as number one. They are scary because they belong to a category of places the modern world may no longer allow to exist. No agency today would casually approve a staircase like this on a narrow, dangerous ridge. It survived because it was built for war, abandoned by time, and kept alive by forbidden adventure. The Haiku Stairs earned the number one spot because they were more than steps. They were a myth, a metal line through jungle and cloud, a forbidden route above Oahu, a dream hikers chased in the dark. A place where the view looked heavenly and the risk was brutally real. And now, piece by piece, they are being cut from the mountain. That is the haunting part. Some terrifying staircases remain for future travelers to fear. The Stairway to Heaven may survive only in footage, photographs, and stories from the people who climbed it before it disappeared. It was dangerous, it was illegal, it was unforgettable, and soon it may be gone. The scariest stairs in the world are not just frightening because they are steep. They are frightening because they expose something deeper, the human desire to climb higher even when the path makes no sense. From ancient stepwells and island monasteries to mountain temples, Inca stone steps, endless wooden stairways, and forbidden ridges in Hawaii, these staircases prove that humans have always built paths into dangerous places. Now that we've reached the end, which staircase scared you the most? Would you climb Huayna Picchu, Tianmen Mountain, Skellig Michael, or the Haiku Stairs if you still could. Let us know in the comments. And if you enjoyed documentary-style rankings about extreme places, dangerous travel, ancient wonders, and unbelievable locations around the world, subscribe for more. In the next video, we'll explore the scariest elevators and vertical rides ever built.